Hi guys, it's Alicia here. So for today's video, I wanted to do a whole dedicated video to an eyeshadow palette that I recently bought at the drugstore that I've been wanting to try out. If you've seen my recent new at the drugstore video, I did show it. I just didn't use it because I was saving it for this video. But today I'm going to be trying out the new Wet n Wild Cosmic Collision palette. This is what it looks like. I've already swatched into it if you can't tell. But I just had to, so I'm really excited. I was thinking about using this in my new drugstore video, but I ended up going out with this Wet n Wild palette instead, which is the Nude Awakening palette. I really love this one. The difference I'm noticing between these two is the shimmers and the Nude Awakening palette aren't as, like, glittery and foiled as what looks like in the Cosmic Collision palette. Like, let me do a comparison swatch. I'm just taking a random shade out of the Nude Awakening and then a random shade in the Cosmic. There's a little bit of a difference. I feel like this one's from the Cosmic Collision, this one is from Nude Awakening. There's like a little bit of like a glitter reflect in the Cosmic Collision one. I don't know if you can really tell, but there is. But that's really the only difference it looks like with those. But those are the swatches right here for the palette. I got the two transition shades right here, the other two mattes, and then all the metallics right here. So that's what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and go in with this today. I did already prime my eyes with my Essence I Heart Color Intensifying Eye Primer, and then I did take the base shade right here in this Nude Awakening palette to set my primer, because that's something I always do. But that's all I've done so far. So let's just go ahead and get into this. I'm going to take my Anastasia Dual Ender brush that came in my Norvina palette and take this transition shade right up here. It is a little powdery, but it's not too bad. Other than that shade, the only one that I've noticed that is kind of powdery just from swatching it is this shade right here that I compared with the Nude Awakening palette. All the other shimmers don't really seem to be as powdery, but that's not something that bothers me. So let's just go ahead and start working with this though and see how well this blends. I really like this shade. I think it is so pretty. And these kind of shades, I like these kind of shades, and they're so different from stuff that I, normally use. So that's why I really gravitated towards this eyeshadow palette, since it's so different for me. But I just think it looks so nice. And I really am liking the other Wet n Wild palette that I have. Since I've done that video, I've actually been using that palette a lot, so I'm really enjoying it. I went ahead and recorded that video like probably almost a week ago, so I've had about a week of not using it every day, because there's a couple days I didn't wear makeup, but almost every day since that video I've been using that palette, so I really do like that one a lot. The shade is looking really nice. It's blending really easily. It's buildable. I am having to build this up because the first couple times I went in with this, it seems pretty sheer, but that's okay. I don't mind building up my eyeshadow to make it look nice. I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to my makeup in a way. So yeah, it really doesn't bother me. And I don't think this brush is that bad from Anastasia. My favorite eyeshadow brush I just used not that long ago and had blue eyeshadow on it. And I kind of cleaned it, but not really that well. And it's still wet and needs cleaned, like, completely. So I didn't want to use it for this, just in case it, like, messed with the look. I didn't want to do anything that would possibly, do that, so. Okay, so I really like that shade so far. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do because I really want to use that matte shade. This one right here, this dark one. And I can't decide what shimmer I want to use because I really like the color of this one and then this like bronzy shade next to it. Those look really nice, but I want to do something a little bit more fun, especially if I use this shade. And I kind of want to use the yellow, but I also really like this shade too. They both swatched really well, so I might do the yellow though. Okay, well I'm going to go with this shade right here, this matte, and I'll be taking this Urban Decay brush. And just tap that off. Hopefully there's not a lot of fallout. There's a little bit of fallout, but it's not too bad. This shade is pretty pigmented. So far from using this palette, I've noticed that these shades are very pigmented so far. But they're not so pigmented that they're like hard to blend out. So I'm really liking that. Kind of want to make this a little intense just for fun. Since I am trying out something so different, yeah. There's quite a bit of fallout with this shade. I'm not really that surprised since it is a pretty dark shade and it is like a bluish greenish shade. But it looks really pretty. I'm going to take this Flower Beauty blending brush, there's nothing on it, and just kind of blend that up into the crease a little bit. Get rid of those harsh edges. That's blending really nice. If you can't tell, I really like the mirrors in my palettes. I like using those to help me do my shadow when I'm recording. I find it easier. I use the one from my Norwegian palette and then my Lorac Pro palette a lot. I'm going back in with that first shade I put in my crease on my Anastasia brush again. Just building that up a little more to make sure everything's all blended, and because some of it did get blended away a little bit from that blue. Wow, that looks so cool. I'm gonna add just a tiny bit more of that blue shade, just like on the lash line, just to make sure I didn't lose any of that color from all the blending. Yeah, I really like this so far. Okay, now, don't know if I should add more of that one shade, actually. I think it looks good. I'm gonna add a little bit more on this side, just to the outer portion. Just kind of blend it in inwards. Okay, now I don't know if I should go in with another base or if I just go ahead and go with this, if it'll be okay since it is pretty bright. But we'll just start with this. We'll see. I'm taking that yellow shade, that yellow shimmer. I'm just gonna put that on the lid towards the inner corner and take that into the blue shade a little bit. Wow, this is so freaking pretty. I'm like amazed at how pretty this is right now. I really, really like this shade. Okay, I think I like how that is looking. I think I'm actually going to take that shimmery blue shade. Should I take it on a brush? Okay, yeah, I'm going to put that on a brush just to kind of blend that yellow shimmer into that matte shade a little bit, since I think this will kind of be like the same colors and blended together. I think that's working pretty well, actually. Sometime I want to use this shade all over the lake, because that's a really pretty shade. I'm adding a little bit more of that matte down. Just because, like I said, I want this to be a little bit intense. I really like how this is looking. Take a little bit more of that crease shade and just make sure it's all blended out again. I do this step a lot with my shadow. This is looking so pretty. Okay, I'm going to clean up the fallout on the lower lash line real quick. Then we will finish this eye look up. This is a palette I would definitely do my eye makeup before my face makeup with, which is what I did today, because I didn't know how it was going to go, and I thought that might be a good idea. So yeah, now I'm going to take a brush, and I'm going to go in to this shade right here, and I'm going to put this in the inner corner and on my brow bone. I think I'm going to take it on my brow bone first, just to see how it looks. It's not as intense as I thought it would be, which is good for the brow bone, but I might have to wet my brush for my inner corner, which is okay. I typically would do that anyways. Okay, but before I do that, I'm actually going to take the Flower Beauty brush, and I'm going to take that shade I used in my crease, just a little bit of that. I'm going to run that along the lower lash line. Do the same thing with the other side. I'm going to take that brush that I used with the blue and just take kind of whatever's left over on it and just brush that along the outer portion of my lower lash line. And take the Anastasia brush, actually, dip it back into that crease shade, pinch it a little bit, and then just, I really like how soft and fluffy this brush is, so when I use this one again. Okay, and I'm gonna take that same brush I used for my brow bone, go back into that white shade and put that on the inner corner and see what this does. Yeah, I'm gonna wet this, I think. I think that'll make it pop a little bit more. I'm gonna take my Flower Beauty setting spray and just that's really pretty. Do the same thing to the other side. And yeah. I think that is looking pretty good. I'm actually really obsessed with this eye look right now. Like, I can't even believe how much I'm liking it. I'm just gonna take my Flower Beauty eyeliner because I'm gonna finish up my eyes. Put this in my waterline. I kind of wish I had like a really pretty teal like eyeliner that would go nice with this look, but I don't. I only own black eyeliner because that's typically all I use. I don't usually do these kind of looks either, so I just never seen a reason to get another color. And then I'm going to take my Collab Ink Addict liner pen on top. Okay, and And now for some mascara. I'm actually going to layer 2 mascaras that I've been liking doing that lately, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to layer the Flower Beauty Warrior Princess mascara with my collab Curl and Sculpt mascara. I'm going to go with the flower one first. I like this flower one, but I kind of wish it gave me a little bit more volume. Like, I thought it was going to be a little bit more volumizing than what it really is. And that collab one is pretty volumizing. So I like using both of these together. I think it gives a pretty nice look. I like that look better than going in with this mascara with 2 coats. So there's that mascara. And I'm going to go with my collab one. I love that sound. You take it out of the tube. The only thing I'm not liking about this mascara is it takes a minute to dry once you apply it. And I'm used to my mascaras drying pretty quickly, and this one doesn't. So it does tend to get kind of smudgy until it fully dries down, which is a real bummer because I have to be careful. I found that out the other day the hard way. So just gonna go with this on top. I am loving that volume. I love volumized lashes. I like it to where mine are a little bit clumpy. Just a little bit though, like not, you know, really clumpy. But I find if they're just a tad bit clumpy, it's like the perfect look for what I like. Yeah, that's about it. So the eye look is complete. I am really happy with how this turned out. I think it looks so freaking pretty. But this is it a little bit up close. That was a little bit from the fallout that I cleaned up, but yeah, I am really liking this palette, and it is only $4.99. For $4.99, you really can't go wrong with this. And I like these kind of shades. I wanted to get a more expensive palette with these kind of shades. Like, I was looking at the Anastasia Subculture and Prison palettes, which I think this is a dupe for, one of them or both of them. I'm not sure, but I've heard that it is. And I love these kind of shades, but at the same time, I can't really justify myself spending, you know, $40 on a palette with shades like this that I know I'm not going to use every day. This will be just like a, you know, every once in a while type look. So, like, I just don't know if I can see myself spending the extra money like that. But $5 for something that I'm not going to be using all the time, but it gives me really pretty shades and I have the option to, I really like that. The only shade that I kind of wish I went into that I didn't is this matte black, because it is very black. I kind of wish I would have took this a little bit on the outer corner or lined my eyes or something with it, because it's very, very pigmented and I kind of wanted to see how pigmented it was. But I really like where the eye look was at, and I didn't want to add anything to it. And I also didn't want to make it too dramatic, because I am going to be leaving the house later and I don't want to look too crazy. But yeah, so that was the end for this video. I really recommend this palette. If you like these shades, I would totally go out and buy it. I actually got this for basically $1 because when I went to Walgreens to buy this palette, I got this and one other thing from Wet n Wild, and I actually got a coupon for $4 off my next in-store purchase, and this is $4.99, so I got this for $1 after my coupon, which is even better. But I was gonna pay $5 for this because I totally recommend it. But these Wet n Wild palettes are really great, so I really want to try out more in the future from the brand because I really like those. But yeah, so that is the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed watching and you'll come back and see me in my future videos. Bye!